Hello everyone, good afternoon. I mean actually good evening. How are you all doing? We'll start in a minute. Okay. All right. I'll give a minute or so and then we will start exactly at 5:32. Hello Shraddha, how are you? Can you hear me, Shraddha? I've opened another window where I can try to see your comments as well, because when I am teaching, I can't directly see your comments. So I have also opened another window. So just let me know if you're able to hear me. I hope I am loud and clear, right? All right. Uh, I think I have to get started in the interest of time. Okay. So, some of you may be viewing a recorded session of this. So, let me welcome you to the class. We are going to be talking about square roots today. Something very interesting, actually. Square roots. Square roots. Wow. Got a nice color there out here. Okay. Square roots today. So, uh, my name is Anup. I'm a Vedic Maths educator at Unacademy. I also a certified Vedic Maths tutor. So as a part of my learning process, I'm here trying to teach you all Vedic Maths. We've been doing a couple of sessions on YouTube. I also teach on Unacademy Plus, the Unacademy Plus platform. I also have some special classes on Unacademy. If you're not familiar with Unacademy Plus, I recommend I highly recommend you check it out. There's a flat 10% off the subscription this month until the end of Feb. Unacademy has some great features in terms of asking doubt, which is an essential, which is very essential, right? In terms of the learning process in anything, in any subject that you learn, doubts always come. No matter how strong you are, you will always have a doubt. There's without a doubt, you will always have a doubt, right? So Unacademy has some great features in terms of um, you know with in terms of the learner interaction, and that's the best part about it, especially given the setup that we have, remote learning. How easy it is to ensure that the learners have an easy access and easy experience doing and clearing their doubts, doing that interaction and clearing the doubts. So there are some great features. Do check it out. The platform has been enhanced to make your learning experience much better. Okay. Of course, the features of Unacademy as is, is of course learning from the comfort of your home, access to unlimited courses, access to top educators on one single platform. That's one of the key USPs, and I think having access, doing the groundwork, to get the right educators on the platform is a very critical component to success, and I think that helps you, get quality content and quality learning. Right. Of course, the other benefits of having the ability to download all PDF materials, study materials in a PDF format, having unlimited practice tests, live test series, and whatsoever not. Right. New batches start every Monday, so that helps you get into a rhythm of joining new batches in terms of whatever goal you have, whether it's your CBSE or any other competitive exams as well. But primarily, Unacademy Plus subscription has a lot of content here right now for class 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there are kind of different modes of the subscription. Check it out. These are some of the subscription prices that you have here. I would recommend starting off small and then adding up months later on. Unacademy Plus is what we spoke about. Unacademy Iconic goes one step higher compared to Plus subscription, where there's a lot more personal mentorship and there's more weekly reports and kind of personalized learning for the learners. There are some learners that need a little more than extra guidance. So if one learner learns a concept in 1 week, another learner might take 10 days, but ultimately they learn the concept. And so Iconic helps some of the learners that need that extra help, extra guidance, to get to what they want to be. Again, there's a subscription pricing different for Iconic, obviously, with the added features and benefits that are there. You may want to check this out as well. Use the subscription, use this referral code Anup YT10 for a 10% off, and this is applicable for the month of Feb. So I recommend you check it out and help your your learning process much better. Okay. All right. So Unacademy, a lot of events as well happening. Unacademy Combat, it's a weekly scholarship test for class CBSE class 10th, where you get to win some scholarship prizes. So very interesting. Why not just try it out, right? Rather than just practicing on yourself, try out this Unacademy Combat. Who knows, you might be lucky. Okay, there's also a Revisathon 3.0. This is a free one-day revision curated for the learners of class 10th and 12th on the 21st of February. So just 5 days around the corner. Do check out the Unacademy website. All the links in the description here to get to know more about it. Okay, so of course the Unacademy has an app. Download it, try it out, try all the free features. There are a lot of free features that are available on Unacademy. A lot of free classes, for you to at least understand how the platform works. So there's nothing for you to lose. You're only going to gain. Even going through one session, you might gain something that you will be able to take it forward. Lastly, I also want to talk about Creative Corner. I talked about Plus, Unacademy, Iconic subscription, and also Creative Corner. Creative Corner is a place where you can explore different kind of skills, like the one that you're doing now, Vedic Maths. You have doodling, you have music, magic tricks, storytelling, robotics, coding, negotiation, a lot more skills that will help you become a all-rounded personality. And these skills are very important. Everybody does their normal learning, their normal routine CBSE classes, right? Your CBSE or ICSE or whatever your school syllabus, you go all the way till 12th, do your graduation. But it's very important that you also have those additional skills. Trust me, you will find them very useful while you're in college or when you get after work, or whether it's be your family life as well. Maybe it's about teaching and inspiring your own kids. See, it has a very powerful impact if you know and learn. Each one has a passion. Okay, there's no doubt that everybody in us, there is some skill that we have. It is about discovering that early on, and platforms like Unacademy are giving you that opportunity to discover that. So that's the most useful part of it. So go after this, and if you see there are a lot of opportunities for you to feature on YouTube as well, because these skills can be easily demonstrated. For example, you're trying to solve a Vedic Maths problem, right? And I teach you a method. You can very well create your own video replicating the same thing and explaining to others, and you may have a greater impact in that process, and you might actually in that process you might become famous, because your videos will get more views. So use this as an opportunity, not just Vedic Maths, even about magic as well, right? A simple magic trick can have a lot of powerful impact on many children, right? So you can essentially be a star creator, right? So that's a quick introduction. I know I took about 5 to 10 minutes, but I think it's important that I also share this with you, because unless we share that, you don't get to know of it, and there's a lot of benefits behind the scenes there. Okay, so let me quickly get started. We had a couple of sessions, so I just want to scroll through what all topics we went before. And I had some issues on session 5 and 6, unfortunately some connectivity issues, but I'm going to come back to you with a clean recorded version of sessions 6, 5 and 6, recurring decimals and basic division, right? So where I had challenges, so we're going to get that to you back again. We're going to talk about square roots today. Okay, so we're going to start the session. Have a pen and paper ready, and I'm going to help you solve square roots without even having to go through a calculator. You would be able to get square roots in one single line, and it's going to be I don't believe there is any proper method that has been thought to really solve square roots by yourself. Over a period of time, I know you will have calculators when you grow big. When you are in a higher grades, you will always have access to calculator, but the idea behind Vedic Maths is to try to do it as much as possible without a calculator. That will enable you to solve larger and complex problems, and that's what we will do today. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to take a simple problem here. Square roots. Now there are two kinds of square roots, right? So you have a perfect square, and when you do a square root, you get a perfect number, right? There's no decimal places. It's a perfect number without any decimal places. So that's what we call square roots of a perfect square. So this is a perfect square, right? So I'm going to solve that first, and then we will talk about how to do any imperfect squares also, which is not really going to get you a proper number. Okay, so 1849. So my very first step is, what I will do? When I get these numbers, I'm going to create pairs of two numbers each. Okay, pairs of two numbers each from the left. Okay, so I have 49, 18, right? Very clear. That's step 1. We did that. Next, we are going to derive the closest square root of, it's actually of, yeah, ignore this, of the first part of the answer. So if I look at 18, right, what is going to be the closest number that will give me a square closest to this, right? And if I look at, one ones are 1, like if I write down all my squares here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and most of you will be familiar with the squares of these, right? So what will be the square of this? 1, 2 squared will be 4, 3 squared will be 9, 4 squared will be 16, 5 squared will be 25, 6 squared will be 36, 7 squared will be 49, right? 8 squared will be 64, and 81. We're very familiar with all of these. Now I'm going to find out which is the one that is closest to 18, right? So that will be my first number, and that will always be my first number. Okay, so I write that number down here. 4 squared gives me a 16, right? I'm 18. 4 squared gives, 3 squared gives me a 9, 5 squared gives me a 25. So which is closest to 18? 4, right? So I bring that down here. I bring that 4 down here, right? So I bring that 4 down here, and then I keep it on the side. So this is going to be my very first digit of my resultant square root, right? 4. The next step I do is I simply go and double this, and I keep this on the side. Okay, I simply go and double this, and I keep this on the side here. Okay, just wanted to ensure that I'm streaming. I double this number, I double number 4, and I keep it here 8, right? So the very first step that I did was I create 2 pairs of it. I take, and then of this 2 pairs, I see where is 18, which is the closest to the square. I keep 4 down. So when I do 4 fours are 16, 16 and 18, what's the remainder? 2. I place the remainder 2 here. Okay. My next step would be to take 24. This is going to be 24 divided by 8. When I divide 24 by 8, that's what it is, this step. So we did this, we did double that, double 4, and we kept it here, right? We kept it on the side, keep it on the side, okay? We did that. Now we divide 24 by 8. When you divide 24 by 8, what do you get? You get 3 remainder 0, right? That's what you write it down here, 3 remainder 0, right? So we did that step also. So 4 steps are done, okay? So now you got 4 and 3 in your hand. Okay, one thing that will determine how many numbers are there in the square root is how many pairs of numbers is there. Okay, so there are 2 pairs. There's only going to be two numbers here. So now let's see what is the next step. Now you get 9, right? Your next digit, your next focus is to focus on this 9 here. When you look at 9, your next step would be to detect the duplex of the last answer. Some of you may not know the term duplex, but for now, understand that when I mean a duplex of a single number, the duplex of the last answer figure here, we ignore this, we take this 9 minus the duplex of a single number is the square of itself. So duplex of 1 is 1, duplex of 2 is 4, duplex of 3 is 9. So I take 9 and I subtract from this duplex of this. So when I take 9 minus the duplex of 3 is what? 9 minus 9 is a 0, right? So effectively I get a 0. So when you get a 0 at the end, so that means effectively then you keep if you keep repeating this over again as well, right? You 0 divided by a 8, you get a 0 again. So it will continue as a 0. So effectively our answer is 43 here, 43.0, 43. Okay. So let's try one more example, then I think it will be clear, because you need a couple of examples to get this right? To get the concept right in your head, right? You're looking at 1369. So let's do the first step again. Create pairs of 2 starting from the right. 69 and 13. Okay. I just want to ensure that I didn't get a feedback that you are able to hear me. So I just want to ensure that you're able to hear me. Would you put it in the chat if my class is visible to you all? Okay, I assume it is. Okay, so let's look at 1369. We created the pairs of 2 starting from the right. Now we take 13, right? So now what will be the closest to 13? In fact, it has to be lesser than when I mean, right? So when I look at 13 now, you can also say 16, and so and it has to be lesser on most of it. Okay, it has to be lesser. I cannot pick up 16 here. So if I look at 13 here, 3 3s are 9, not 4 4s are 16 will not go. It cannot be more than that, right? It will be always less than that because you have your other digits as well. So it will be always less. That's a very safe assumption. Okay, so 3. So 3 3s are 9. I know that 3 3s are 9 and 13 minus 9 is a 4. So I know that I'm off by 4. So I bring that 3 down, I double this 3, right? Oops. I double the 3 and I make it a 6, right? Okay, my pen is back again here. So 9, 3 3s are 9, right? So we created the 2 pairs. We derived the closest square of the first part of the answer, right? To derive the first part of the answer is a 3. So the remainder is 4, right? 3 3s are 9. 13 minus 9 is a 4, right? And when you do a 4, you get a 46. Okay, remember this number is 46. And what's your divisor? It's double of that. So when I divide 46 by 6, what do I get? 46 by 6. That's what I got to do. 46 by, so we double this also, right? This step is also done. Right now, our next step is divide 46 by 6. I have to always divide it by this number, okay? This number here, sorry, this number here, 6. So when I divide 46 by 6, what do I get? I get 7, right? Obviously 46 by 6, the closest it will go is 4, 6, 7s are, and I will still have a remainder of 4, right? Now I got 49. So I've done this as well, 7 remainder 4. Now from 49, I deduct the duplex of this last digit. Okay, it starts from here, okay, from 7, right? When I take 49 off the duplex. Now remember what I told about the duplex of a single digit number. is duplex of a single digit number is a square of itself. So 49 minus 49 is a 0. So effectively root of 1369 is 37. Okay. So I hope you got it, right? It's very, very straightforward. Now, for those of you who had done the duplex method of squaring, right, you would realize that if you're familiar with it, because I had done some classes on that, it is actually an inverse of it. Okay, it's the squaring method, the duplex of it. So here in one step at a time, you're taking one duplex out and trying to derive, the answer where it was here. Because in this 37 squared, what you do is you first take the duplex of 3, then you take the duplex of 3 and 7, and then you take the duplex of 7, and then you add up all together, and that's how you will get 1369. Okay, so let me do that here again. The duplex of a 3 is a 9, right? Duplex of 3 and 7 is a double digit number. When you have a duplex, it's the product, the twice the product of these two numbers. So 3 into 7 is 21, twice of 21 is 42. And then you have the duplex of 7. Duplex of 7 is 49. So this is my answer effectively. So when I do this, this is my carries. Okay, so there are single digits only allowed. You're putting it on the place value system. So this 9 will get carried over here, so this will become a 13. This 4 will become carried over here, this will become a 6 and a 9. So this is how you calculate the square using a duplex method, and there is a very detailed video on this that you should watch that will help you get clarity on that. But effectively we are doing a reverse of the duplex process, okay, and which is how we are getting it to this state. Okay, so I hope it's clear, and when you get a 0, it means this step is also done. We did this as well. Okay, so let's try to solve one problem now here. I do have a simple problem. Not much of students out here today, so let me try to do an exercise to solve that problem here. Okay, got it here. Okay, so we're going to solve 293,764. Right, so as I said, take the pairs, right? So I know that this will be a 3-digit answer. My answer will be 3 digits. Okay, the square of this will be 3 digits. So I form those two pairs from the left. Now I start. Okay, 25 square, 25, which will be the closest? I mean, obviously it is 5 squared, right? So 5 will be my first digit. Okay, my first digit is 5. I got that, right? Because 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. No, so it is 5 squared is 25. So what will I get my remainder as? I will get my remainder as 4, right? So now before I do 5, I remember what I have to do. I have to double and keep 10 aside. No, double 5 and keep 10 aside, because this is what I'm going to be dividing with. Okay, so I will divide 43 by 10. When I divide 43 by 10, what do I get? I get a 4 remainder 3. So I got my second digit as well. Okay, 4 remainder 3. Now this step is about taking this. Before I divide it, I have to subtract it from the duplex. I have 37 minus the duplex of 4, which is 37 minus 16, right, which is a 21, right? This 21 is what I divide by 10. So when I divide 21 by 10, what do I get? I get a 2 remainder 1, right? So I hope it's clear. 2 remainder 1. So I got my second digit as well, third digit as well, right? In fact, this is actually enough. And if you're actually done with this, because what I'll tell you, next step would be to take the duplex of 4 and 2. So remember, what is a duplex of a 2-digit number? It is 4 into 2, double of the product. So 4 into 2 is an 8. Double of 8 is 16. And when I take a 16 minus 16, I will get a 0. Okay. Now 0 divided by 0, right? So I've got a 0 here. So when I know that, when I got 3 digits here, and if I know it's a perfect square, you can still keep on calculating. I don't need to do it. I will keep getting a 0 only always, right? So I know that my answer is 542. All right. So I will do more examples where it is an imperfect square, and then I will show you how we are kind of keep on calculating it. Suppose it will come in decimal places as well. So let's do one more example here. 3136. So this is very straightforward. 3136. I create pairs of 2, right? And what will be my closest number here? Whether it will be 5 squared or 6 squared. Any guesses? It will be 5 squared, right? 5 squared is 25, right? So, and I double 5 and keep it on this side. All right. I double 5 and keep it on this side. So this is going to be my divisor, right? So when I know that 5 squared is 25. So between 25 and, so let me write that number here again, 3136. This is what we're doing, right? So I created the pairs of 2. So for those of you who just joined, I created 2 pairs here, 31 and 36. Consider them separate first, okay? So I was trying to find out which is the number which is closest to the square, of this number. Which number will give me, when I square it, will give me the number which is closest to the square, which is 5. So 5 5s are 25. 31 minus 25 is a 6, right? Is a 6, correct? Right, so now I have 63. Let me use the right here. I have 63 now. So now I take 63 and divide by 10, right? That's my next step. 63 divided by 10. Obviously, I know it goes 6 times with a remainder of 3. Now my next step is to take 36 and see, I know that there are 2 digits here, okay? In my square, there are 2 digits. Here, if it's a perfect square, I've already got my 2 digits, 56. I know the rest will be a 0. Now let's see if it becomes a 0. 36 minus the duplex of 6. What will be the duplex of 6? As I said, it's 6 squared. 36 minus 36 is a 0. Right? And 0 divided by 10 is a 0 any which ways, na? So it will always be a 0 here. So it will keep going on to be a 0 always. So you know that, you've got a perfect square. All right. So let's look at, I have one more example here. 3969, right? 3969, creating 2 pairs here. And any guesses what it will be? It will be, the closest number would be a 6, right? 6 squared is 36, right? 39 and 36, what is the difference? 3969. These are my pairs of 2. When I will draw a line here just to separate it out. 6, I double 6 and keep it on the side. Okay, don't forget this step. Because you got to always see this. You got to be always dividing by 12. Okay. So 39, 6 squared is 36. 39 minus 36 is a 3. So that's my remainder. Now I take 36 and divide it by 12. When I take 36 divided by 12, I will get a 3. Remainder 0. Right, so I had 2 digits. My first digit is 6, my second digit is 63. So let's calculate again and see what will be the next digit. 9 minus the duplex of 3. What is the duplex of 3? Duplex of a single digit number, just remember, it's a square of itself. So 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 9 is a 0. And I have a 0 here. 0 divided by 12. So I got to repeat that step. I divide 0 divided by 12 is obviously a 0, right? And so that continues. So your answer is 63. Okay, so I'm going to just take a quick recap and a quick revision because, okay, but we have only 1 minute. So I think I will, let me cover, so this was an imperfect square. Okay, so pardon me here, imperfect square. Okay, so let's look at 38, which is a, that 38 square is, the square root of that will not be a, proper number. It will be a decimal with some decimal places, right? So let's look at how do you derive it. Now the same technique only, nothing different. Okay. So derive the closest square, the same steps, no any different here. 38, the closest will be a 6, right? With a remainder of 2. Right, because 38 36 squared is 36 with a remainder of 2. Now I take 6 and double it. I keep it on this side, which is a 12. I know that I got 20 here. I take 20 divided by 12. What do I get? 20 divided by 12, it will go 1 with a remainder of 8. Now I take 80 here. This is 80, right? I take 80 and deduct it by the duplex of 1. Right? What's the duplex of 1? From 80, so we did this step, we did this step, we did this step. 20 divided by 12, right? We got 1, remainder 8. Now we're going to step 4. From 80, deduct the duplex of the last number, right? What do you get from the duplex of the last number is 1. And my final number that I get is 79, right? 79 is what I divide by 12. When I divide 79 by 12, I get a 6, remainder 7. Okay, 79 divided by 12, I get a 6, remainder 7, because 12, 6 are 72, plus 7 is there, so that's the remainder 7. Now I take 70, so we have done with this as well. Now from 70, I deduct the duplex of 16. Right? What is the duplex of 16 of a 2-digit number? It's the double of the product. So 6 into 1 ka double is 12. So I do 70 minus 12, 58. Now, see, you might find it a little, why am I doing all these steps? But trust me, with practice, anything with practice, okay, you would be writing these digits literally one by one. Okay, so at the speed that you can't even think of right now, you will be writing that. Trust me, you do 10 problems of imperfect square. Don't do perfect square also, do imperfect square. You would be able to actually crack it, and you will be doing it much faster. So let's continue. So when I divide 70 and I get 58, it's a pattern. Okay, I divide 58 by 12. When I get 58 by 12, I get 4 remainder 10, right? 4 remainder 10. So the same pattern repeats. Now I have to find the duplex of 164. See, first we are finding the duplex of 1, then the duplex of 1 and 6. So some of you may not be familiar with the term duplex, but just think that the duplex of a single digit number is the square of itself, right? If I take 2, it is 2 squared. The duplex of a 2-digit number is twice the product. The duplex of a 3-digit number, 2 and 3, is the product of the outer pair, 2 into 2 into 3, double the product of the outer pair, plus square of the inner number. So that's 1 squared, right? So that's how you find duplexes. Okay, and we are going to be using duplexes actually here. So every time I'm subtracting from the duplex and dividing by 12, I take this number, I find the duplex. So each time the number increases, I subtract from the duplex and divide by 12. So that's how I'm keep on getting this answer. And you can stop whenever you want. Some numbers are maybe recurring decimals, it might go on. Some, you might find that it stops and then it repeats. So it depends on how many decimal places that you want. When you get this number, simply add a 0000 here to how many decimal places you want to get to, and you will be able to get to that. Okay, so these steps are very detailed that I've written down here. These will help you give a pattern of how to get there, right? If you're having this video, you can take a snapshot of this and pardon the header there. That should have been a imperfect square, but imperfect square. Okay, so same thing for 2929. I'm going to just derive the closest one. It's a 5, right? And then 5 5s are 25, 4 remainder 5, I double it and keep it on the side. 42 divided by 10, I get a 4 remainder 2, right? Now I take 29 minus the duplex of 4, the very first step. The very first step is, see, you only do this duplex thing after you write the first digit. Okay, you start it only from here. Okay, 29 minus 16, you get a 13. 13 I divide by 10, I get a 1 remainder 3. Now I get a 30 here. 30 I deduct from the duplex of 4 and 1, right? The duplex of 4 and 1 is an 8. 30 minus 8, I get a 22. 22 is what I divide by 10. When I divide 22 by 10, I get a 2 remainder 2, right? So there's a small error here. This should have been 2 remainder 2. This should have been a 2, right? Yeah, 1 remainder 3, and this should have been a 2 here. This should have been a 2, right? So that's how. So again, you already got it, 54.12. That's my answer, right? So the key thing is to notice your first two digits in the pair. You're creating pairs of two, right? I know that I will have only two digits of this part of the decimal place. The remaining is going to be after my decimal places. So that's how you determine where to put that dot. Okay, so I have two digits here. I have to, if I have like say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, um, which is, yeah, this is pairs of two, this is pairs of two, and this is another number. So this is effectively another pair, right? So I will have three digits in my square root. I will have three digits in my square root. That's your clue. That's one clue. That's easy, right? To know how many digits are there in your square root, I will simply create pairs of two. So no matter what it is, if it's single digit, you pad it up with a zero, you will get pairs of two. You'll always get an even number. You'll be able to know that. Okay. So this is another example. Maybe you can try it at home, because we have two examples. You can try it at home. Take a snapshot of this and you will be able to get this answer very easily. Go rewind and try this method out. So this was a quick insight on square root method. I only had half an hour. Normally it takes an hour's class, but the idea is to get you this message that Vedic Maths can help you simplify your problem solving. It can help you take the fear out of mathematics and get you to great things. Okay, so great events out here in terms of scholarship that I said, Unacademy Ascent. Do check out the links in the description below. I think this is an event that is already passed, so it was 13th Feb already. But do check out the other events that are part of the links in the description below. To check it out. There's also this pre-boards prep that's happening 14th to 18th. This is still active, and check it out. There's enroll that for free. Okay, winners obviously get an Unacademy Plus subscription for 1 month. All right, so with that, I have to wind up and say thank you for taking time for this session. And do leave some comments so that I can help you answer any questions that I can. I will revisit the link to check out your comments, even if you're viewing this after, as a recorded session later on. Okay, so thank you, take care, and goodbye.